All right, y'all, we are back. It is Monday. This is Falcons Daily. I'm CG, your host, Craig Green. I'm back. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Let's waste no time and get right into things here. Looking at something I heard on Sirius XM radio over the weekend. I was listening to that and I heard Bill Polon talk about his elements and keys to championship football, the 4 elements you need to have in order to build a winning team. And I want to share those with y'all right now. And this is courtesy of Bill Polon on Sirius XM NFL radio. His keys to championship football: first of all, you got to have a good QB, according to him. Then you got to have a clutch kicker. Also a defense that's in the top 10. And then also a team that's able to control the ball during short yardage and goal line and be able to run the football on 3rd and 4th down, be able to get those tough yards, line up on 1st and goal, put your goal line unit out there, and be able to get the yards you need to put the ball over and score in the red zone. Now, question that I'm posing is, how close are we to this championship football according to Bill Polon's metrics here? Now, we got questions here, folks. We got questions, and when you think about it, based on these elements, we're not that close, but at the same time, we're really not that far away either, if you think about it. Let's go back and look at the list here, okay? And we'll just go over it one by one. Do we have a good QB? The jury remains to be out on Michael Penix. I mean, we feel good about him. He played good last year in the 3 games he was on the field. But is he good? I guess time will tell. So I feel like the jury's out on that. It's that's something we'll have to see. Do we have a clutch kicker? Yes, we do. Young Koo has been clutch in the past. This season was one of this past season. He came off of injury, and went on IR. Remember, with the hip issue. But before that, Young was a guy we could rely on. Again, you don't have short-term memory. I mean, he did beat the Saints with a 59-yarder this past season. So the man can get it done when we call his number. Do we have a top 10 defense? Absolutely not. This is the easy one of those. We do not have a top 10 defense, and that's something that we really, really need to focus on. And I think that's why the Falcons drafted 2 pass rushers, brought in Leonard Floyd, and also did some of the changes they did on the back end, because of the fact that our defense has been, for the large part, atrocious, especially our pass rush for the last 7-8 years. I mean, really, again, since Vic Beasley fell off the face of the planet after 2016, our pass rush has sucked. I don't know how else to say it. It sucked. Now, short yardage and goal line, that's another Achilles heel for us right now. I think that's something that we got to work on. Under Arthur Smith, we did too much cute stuff in the red zone at the goal line, wanting to run jet sweeps and putting guys in orbit and stuff like that. Just give me smash mouth football, please. Just give me short yardage, line up in the goal line formation, and punch somebody in the mouth, in the football sense, and get it over the line, and just either keep the chains moving or put the ball in the end zone. I would love to see more of that. So right now, of those 4 elements, I would have to say we have 1.5 of those elements. I would say we have the clutch kicker. Our QB is all right now. The jury remains out on him. We do not have a top 10 defense, not yet anyway. And right now, short yardage situations are still somewhat of an issue. Again, so until we can consistently keep the chains moving on 3rd down, 4th down, that's going to remain to be a question. Asante Samuel Jr. is still out there, y'all. He's only 25 years old. He's coming off of a shoulder injury. Played for the Chargers, again, drafted by them. And he's still on the free agent market. Could he help us? Maybe. He wouldn't cost a lot of money. But also you have to remember, he even said himself he has there could be a chronic issue with his shoulders. So hopefully not, and hopefully he can be healthy and play, whether it's in Atlanta or anywhere else. but he could help the Falcons, I think, in a training camp. I don't see why we wouldn't maybe give him a call. I guess just depends on. I don't know much if it's money really, but looking at his number from 2024, he made right about his base salary is like $3.3 million. So we're not talking about earth-shattering dough right now for Asante Samuel Jr. Why not? I mean, what would it hurt if we could find him something in the the $3 to $5 million range, or maybe even less, really, because they decided not to renew his contract. He unfortunately went on IR during the season, and he's trying to make a comeback. So why not come on down to Atlanta, give it a shot, and see what you got? I wouldn't mind seeing him out there, rocking the red and black, just like his dad did, quite a few years ago. And I'll never forget, actually, Asante Samuel having that pick six against the Raiders, against Carson Palmer. That was pretty dope. All right, going into training camp, y'all. Training camp is actually we're looking at about 10 days away. The rookies report on the 23rd. The veterans come in on the 24th. Biggest positives going into training camp. Probably keep it kind of short and sweet here. First of all, health is number one. Mostly everybody's healthy. Number two, the quarterback situation is handling itself somehow, some way. We know Michael Penix is the starter going into it. He's embracing that role. Other positives going into training camp, I think, are the fact that our defense is revamped and we do have a chance to have a better defense in terms of statistics, in terms of rankings. I mean, just let's get 40 sacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get to that number. I would love to see that. Then we're really cooking with gas, I think, on defense if we can get it right around 40. But the biggest positive I have, again right now, also another big positive, Young Waku is healthy going into training camp. And, Raheem Morris had some self-reflection too. He talked about wanting to identify problems quicker and working on that on himself. And, it's good to hear the head ball coach looking at himself and saying, hey, I got to fix some things about me. I can't just look at the players all the time. So that was a good thing to see from Raheem Morris. And, right now, a lot of things are going the Falcons' way going into training camp. I mean, of course, like I said, you got the health issue, and there's going to be some healthy competition, not only a kicker, but also a wide receiver, defensive line, a linebacker, cornerback. I mean, there's a lot of questions and a lot of holes that we're going to try to fill with the guys in-house. Also, questions at tight end, too, as well. Big questions going into tight end. So I wouldn't call that a positive. I'd call that more of a question mark. Again, what's Kyle Pitt's status? What are we going to see from tight ends 2, 3, 4, and 5? Again, that room's kind of scary right now. But, things are still on the up and up, I think, in Flowery Branch. All right, everybody, please do me a favor and continue to sound off and let me know what you think of the show, what you think of the topics we bring up, and whatever you want to chop it up about, let's talk about it, okay? Please give me a follow on social media, Craig G Sports, CRAIG, the letter G, and the word sports. I would really appreciate that. Also, Fan Arch Co. in the top left corner. If you guys want to give them a follow and a holla, I'm sure they would appreciate that as well. And thanks to everybody who subscribed so far. And please continue to pass this on to your friends and Falcons family. All right, y'all. We'll see you on Tuesday with more of Falcons Daily. And hope everybody has a good Monday. Hope your coffee is stiff and your, goal line defense is even stiffer. Sayonara and buenos noches.